After a 9-year mole hunt, the man the FBI finally arrested for selling state secrets to the Russians was Aldrich Ames, an officer in the CIA's Soviet counterintelligence division. The FBI's investigation revealed that on June 13, 1985, Aldrich Ames had walked into Chadwick's restaurant in Washington, D.C. for an authorized meeting with a diplomat from the Soviet embassy. But instead, at the table was Soviet counterintelligence chief Viktor Chekashin. During his time as Moscow correspondent, Greg Pfeiffer got to know Chekashin well.
At one point during this half-an-hour conversation, Ames took out a piece of notepaper and wrote down a list of many of the American assets in the USSR. This was, at the very least, one of the most stunning intelligence coups in KGB history.
But unlike Robert Hanssen, Ames had become careless.
And his wardrobe got a little better. And bought a $500-something-thousand house for cash.
The money trail led the FBI back to Ames's meeting with Chekashin in Chadwick's restaurant. The evidence was damning and conviction swift.
Ames was sentenced to life in prison, and he's currently in a medium security prison in Indiana.
There was relief and elation in US intelligence circles that the Russian agent had finally been caught. And it only made Hanssen feel more secure. At his request, the KGB rewarded Hanssen with a modest gift of just a few $1,000s, so as not to raise suspicion. For Hanssen, that was payment enough. Often agents turn traitor for reasons of greed, ideology, or revenge. For Hanssen, it seems more complicated. His life was full of contradictions.
He converted to Catholicism and took it very, very, very seriously. So much so that he adopted a more serious subset of it called Opus Dei. And he was very serious about adhering to its rules.
I think there must have been a constant anguish and turmoil about who he actually was as a person, and trying to resolve his devout religious faith, his sense of right and wrong.
Hanssen would spy for the Russians and then turn to God on his lunch break for forgiveness. As he saw it, he returned to his desk absolved of his worldly sins.
Hanssen is one of the most complicated, complex people that I've met with. Of all the people that I've met in my regular practice, I would put him at the top rank of people who live very much of a compartmentalized mental life. I don't know how he did